Welcome to Aerotech, the great city of Los Angeles, known for its sunny skies, sprawling neighborhoods, and vibrant cultural landmarks, is now facing a crisis of unprecedented scale. Wildfires have turned the city into a battleground as flames and smoke consume some of its most iconic neighborhoods. The disaster unfolding before us is a testament to nature's raw power, but also to the unwavering strength of a city that refuses to be broken. In the face of death, destruction, and loss, the people of LA are coming together in ways that define their resilience and unbreakable spirit. On a typical Tuesday morning, Los Angeles seemed like any other bustling American city. But that day was far from ordinary. Winds, more intense than most could recall, whipped through the hills, pushing dust and dry leaves into the air. By mid-morning, a small fire ignited along a hillside near a state park. This fire, in an environment already primed by the dry conditions, began to spread almost immediately. Firefighters scrambled to assess the situation, but it was already clear that this would not be an average blaze. As the fire rapidly intensified, authorities predicted its growth at an alarming rate. Within 20 minutes, they feared it would span over 200 acres. By the time it reached the Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest and most beautiful neighborhoods in the country, the flames were unstoppable. With gusts reaching 80 miles per hour, the fire had the potential to destroy everything in its path. As the fire moved swiftly through the Palisades, evacuation orders were issued. People packed their belongings, unsure of what they would be able to take with them. For many, the fire was moving so quickly that there was little time to prepare. Some residents chose to stay behind, ready to defend their homes, while others rushed to evacuate, leaving their lives behind in a chaotic exodus. But the roads, clogged with traffic and panic, made it impossible for many to leave. People abandoned their cars in gridlocked streets, and fire crews were forced to use bulldozers to clear paths for evacuations. For those who did manage to flee, the nightmare was just beginning. The fire spread so quickly that it seemed to take entire blocks in seconds, leaving behind only the charred remains of what once were homes. Power lines fell, causing explosions, and the sound of crackling flames drowned out all other noises. It was as if the very heart of Los Angeles was being consumed by the flames. By the afternoon, the fire was uncontrollable. Thousands of acres had already been scorched, and the destruction reached the western coastline. Entire beachfront homes along the coast were consumed by the flames, turning into towering infernos. The fire's rapid spread left fire crews struggling to keep up with its intensity. Helicopters began airdropping water, but the high winds pushed the flames faster than the helicopters could respond. Even at night, the fire burned, casting an eerie glow over the city. As the fires continued to rage, more communities were affected, including Altadena, a small foothill community to the east of the Palisades. The situation only worsened as new fires broke out in different parts of the city. At one point, flames from the Eaton fire were threatening the historic Mount Wilson Observatory, which houses vital broadcast towers for the entire region. With the fire inching closer to the observatory, officials and emergency responders were in a race against time to prevent an even more catastrophic failure, losing communication for millions of people. The fire in Altadena became a full-fledged emergency as the flames spread rapidly. Emergency personnel worked feverishly to evacuate assisted living facilities and rescue those who were unable to escape on their own. Over 7,000 firefighters from across the country were deployed to assist, battling flames on foot, with limited resources, and often under dangerous conditions. As Thursday morning arrived, the winds finally began to die down, and firefighting efforts gained momentum. However, the damage was already done. Over 10,000 buildings had been destroyed, and nearly 150,000 people had been evacuated. While the toll on human life was heartbreaking, 11 people were confirmed dead. The sense of unity that emerged from the disaster was undeniable. In the wake of the fire's fury, the people of Los Angeles have shown extraordinary resilience. Those who lost everything are now coming together to help one another rebuild. Community centers and shelters have been established, and volunteers flood the city, offering help in whatever ways they can. Los Angeles, though forever changed, will rebuild, not just physically but spiritually, as the community rallies around its people. The true cost of the fires, both human and material, will take years to fully comprehend. But the strength and spirit of Los Angeles have proven that no disaster, no matter how devastating, can break a community that is united. As the city picks up the pieces and rebuilds, the stories of heroism, sacrifice, and perseverance will remain etched in the collective memory of all Angelenos. It is a tragedy that will never be forgotten, but also a testament to the resilience of a city that always finds a way to rise from the ashes. By 4 p.m., the fire had expanded even more, destroying homes and leaving residents helpless in its wake. Power lines fell, explosions echoed in the distance, and trees toppled over as the fire devoured everything in its path. The scenes of destruction were unreal. Entire blocks were wiped out in mere hours, while helicopters dropped water and fire retardant in a desperate attempt to slow the flames. As the fires raged, it became clear that the devastation was far worse than anyone had anticipated. By Wednesday, plumes of smoke filled the air, blotting out the sun and turning the sky into an eerie orange. Over 1,000 homes had been destroyed, and the fire continued to march through the city with no containment in sight. It wasn't just the property loss that was painful. It was the emotional toll of seeing entire neighborhoods vanish overnight. As the fires finally start to subside, the city of Los Angeles faces an uncertain future. With thousands of buildings destroyed and many lives lost, the road to recovery will be long and difficult. Yet, the resilience of the people shines brighter than ever. Despite the immense challenges, there is a shared understanding that together, the city will rebuild. The loss is profound, but the spirit of Los Angeles, its people, its culture, and its heart will endure.